Hello guys, we are now starting to solve Windows Fundamental 1. So we are solving the path that is pre-security. Now let's move to the introduction to Windows. So let's read. The Windows operating system OS is a complex product with many system files, utilities, settings, features, etc. This module will attempt to provide a general overview of just a handful of what makes up the Windows OS, navigate the user interface, make changes to the system, etc. The content is aimed to those who wish to understand and use the Windows OS on a more comfortable level. Launch the attached virtual machine. The virtual machine should open within your web browser. If you want to access the virtual machine via remote desktop, use the credential below. Let's take machine IP, administrator, password. Let me in 123. Okay. It will be good to start our RDP mode. That would be a beneficial for us. Our machine will be a performance will be a good. Okay, so machine IP, yeah, first of all it should be start, then we will get machine IP, then we can connect our RDP. Okay, copy, then RDP, first of all copy it, remote desktop connection, we are connecting it. Yeah, it establishing a connection, so it will take time, right? Remote desktop can't connect. Yeah, it's giving the error. Because thing is that we are starting both, it would be the cause of that, but it's also good machine, yeah, don't need to start our RDP. Let's do with the deployable machine. Yeah, we have connected. The Windows operating system has a long history dating back up to 1985, and currently it is the dominant operating system in both home use and corporate networks. Because of this, Windows has always been targeted by hackers and malware writers. Windows XP was a popular version of Windows and had a long running. Microsoft announced Windows Vista, which was a completed overhaul of the Windows operating system. There were many issues with Windows Vista. It wasn't received well by Windows users and it was quickly phased out. When Microsoft announced the end of the live date for Windows XP, when customer panicked, corporation, hospitals, etc. scrambled and tested the next viable Windows version, which was Windows 7. Against many other hardware and device, vendors had to work against the clock to ensure that their product worked with Windows 7 for their customer. If they had not their customer, the customer had to break their agreement and find another vendors that upgrade their product to work with vendor 7. It was nightmare for many, and Microsoft took note of it. Windows 7 as quickly as it released soon after was marked with an end of support date. Windows 8.x came and left, and it was short-lived like Vista. Then arrived Windows 10, which is currently Windows operating system version for desktop computer. Windows 10 comes in two flavors, Home and Pro. You can read the difference between the Home and Pro here. Even even though we didn't talk about servers, the current version of the Windows operating system for server is Windows Server 2019. Many critics like Bash and Microsoft, but they have made long strides to improve the usability and security with each new version of Windows. Note, the Windows edition for the attached VM is Windows Server 2019 standard as seen the system information. Update as of June 2021, Microsoft announced the retirement dates for Windows 10 here. Microsoft will continue to support at least one Windows 10 semi-annual channel until October 14, 2025. As of October 5th, 2021, Windows 11 now is the currently Windows operating system for end users. Read more about the Windows 11 if you want to read that, so we can read it. Yeah, anyway, we should be stay there. Okay, what encryption can you enable on Pro that you cannot enable at home? What will be the answer of that question? Encryption can, yeah, we are not. Okay, let's read the about Pro series, then we will get some ideas, then we are able to give the answer of that question. There are two flavors, Home and Pro. Okay, features: Windows Hello, Windows 10 Home, device encryption. Device encryption is available on wide range Windows device and help protect your data by encrypt it. If you turn on device encryption, only authorized individual will be able to access your device and data. Device encryption. No, that is not answer. Let's read more. Yeah, if your device is lost or stolen, BitLocker and BitLocker to go put everything on lockdown, so no one else can access your system or data. BitLocker, I think that is the perfect answer of that. BitLocker, let's try. Oh, that is, always remember what encryption can you enable on Pro that you cannot enable in home. Yeah, BitLocker. Okay, let's move next. The desktop graphical user interface. Third task, the Windows desktop, aka the graphical user interface or GUI, in short, is the screen that welcomes you once you log into a Windows 10 machine. Traditionally, you need to pass the login screen first. The login screen is where you need to enter valid account credentials, usually a username and password of a pre-existing Windows account on that particular system or in the Active Directory environment. If it is domain joined machine, the above screenshot is an example of typical Windows desktop. Each component that makes up the GUI is explained briefly below. Okay, the desktop first. Where is first? That is desktop. Start menu, search box, task view, taskbar, toolbar, notification area. Okay, all symbols and all numbers are representing the their names. Okay, alright. The desktop is where you will have a shortcut to program, folders, files, etc. These icons will either be well organized in folders sorted alphabetically or scattered randomly with no specific organization on the desktop. In either case, these items are typically placed on the desktop for quickly access. The look and feel of the desktop can be changed to suit your liking. By right-clicking anywhere on the desktop, a context menu will appear. The menu will appear you to change the size of the desktop icon. Specific how you want to arrange them, copy, paste item to the desktop. The create new item such as a folder, shortcut or text document. Under display setting, you can make changes to the screen resolution or orientation. In case of you have multiple computer screen, you can make configuration to the multi-screen setup here. Let's see that. Display setting, personalize. Okay, note, in remote desktop session some of display setting will be disabled. Yeah, okay. Display color, there are some settings. Windows HD, scale and layout. Display setting cannot change from remote session. Okay, personalize. You can also change the wallpaper by using personalize. Okay, got it. Under personalize, you can change the background image to desktop, change fonts, theme, color, scheme, etc. Okay, with the help of personalize. Here are some examples how we can change our desktop image backgrounds. Okay, the start menu. In previous version of Windows, the word start was visible at the bottom left corner of the desktop GUI. In modern version Windows such as Windows 10, the word start doesn't appear anymore, but rather a Windows logo is shown instead. Even though the look of the start menu was changed, its overall purpose is the same. The start menu provides access to all the apps, programs, file, utility, tools, etc. that are most useful. Clicking on the Windows logo, the start menu will open. The start menu is broken up into selection, See below. Yeah, we can see that. Okay, name of that. This section of the start menu provide quick shortcut to action that you can perform with your account or login session, such as making changes to your user account, lock your screen, or signing out of your account. Other shortcuts specific to your account are your documents, document icon, folders and pictures folder, pictures icon. Lastly, the gear cog icon will take you to the settings screen, and the power icon will allow you to disconnect from a remote desktop session, shut down the computer or restart the computer. Okay, in the below image you can see what each of the icon represent. To expand the section, click on the icons that resembles a hamburger at the top. Okay, this section will show all recently added apps program at the top and all the install apps program that are configured to appear in the start menu. In this session we will also see the apps programs will be listed in alphabetical order. Each letter will have its own section. See below. Okay, in the above image, the first box is where the recently added apps programs will appear. The second box is where all the install apps programs will appear. Note, in your virtual machine, Google Chrome will not show up as a recently added program anymore. If you have long list of install apps programs, you can jump to particular section in the list by clicking on the letter heading to launch an alphabet grid. Say below. Okay, the right side of the start menu is where you will find icons for specific apps, programs or utilities. These icons are known as tiles. Some tiles are added to this section by default. If you right click any of the tiles, you guess it, a menu will appear to allow you to perform more action on the selected tiles, such as resizing the tile, unpinning from start menu widgets, properties, etc. Let's see the example. Okay, apps programs can be added to the start menu section by right clicking the app programs and section, pin to start. See. Okay, the taskbar. Some of the components are enabled and visible by default. The toolbar 6 for example was enabled for demonstration purpose. If you are like me and want to disable some of the components, you can right click on taskbar to bring a context menu that will allow you to make changes. Any app, program, folders and files, etc. that you open start will appear in the taskbar. Okay, hovering over the icon will provide a preview thumbnails along with the tooltip. This tooltip is handy if you have many apps programs open such as Google Chrome and you wish to find which instance of Google Chrome is the one of you need to bring into focus. When you close any of these items, they will disappear from the taskbar unless you explicitly pin it to the taskbar. The notification area which is typically located at the bottom right of the Windows screen is where the data and item are displayed. Other icons possibly visible in this area is the volume icon, network wireless icon, to name of few icons can be either added or removed from the notification area in this taskbar setting. Okay. From there, scroll down to the notification area section to make changes. Taskbar, always hide labels. Okay, notification area. Here are Microsoft Brief documents for start menu and notification area. Tip: you can right click any folder, file, app, programs or icon to view more information or perform other action on the click item. Which section will hide disable the search box? Notification area. Taskbar. Okay. What will be the answer of that question? The taskbar. Let's read the next time, then we will get answer. Okay, search box. Which option will hide or disable the search box? They are talking about search. Yeah, let's see the next question. Which selection will hide disable the task view button? It's kind of hard, yeah. Windows is hard. Beside clock and network, what other icon is visible in the notification area? Let's see the example of our PC. ओके भाई. Now at the end I have got the answer. Hidden. That was the option of that, hidden. Let's learn the file system. The file system used in modern version of the Windows is the new technology file system, or simply NTFS. New technology file system, or simply NTFS. Before NTFS there was FAT16, FAT32 file allocation table, and HPFS, high performance file system. You still see FAT partition is used today. For example, you typically see partitions in USB device, micro SD cards, etc. But traditionally not on personal Windows computer, laptop, or Windows Server. NTFS is known as a generalizing file system. In case of failure, the file system can automatically repair the folder, files on disk using information stored in log files. This function is not possible with FAT. NTFS addresses many of the limitations of the previous file system, such as supports files larger than 4 GB, let specific permission on folder and files compression, encryption file EFS. If you are running Windows, what is the file system for your Windows installation is using? You can check properties, right click of the drive your operating system is installed on, typical the C drive. Let's see. Okay, let's see the example of (19 GB) properties. File system is NTFS. Okay, properties, yeah, we can say that Windows Server 2019 standard server, processor Intel R, Xeon, CPU E5 second generation, 2.30 GB gigahertz, installed memory 2 GB only, Okay, got the answer of that. You can read Microsoft official documentation on FAT, HFS and NTFS here. Let's speak briefly on some features that are specific to NTFS. On NTFS volumes, you can set permission that grant or deny access to files and folders. The permissions are full control, modify, read and execute, list folder content, read write. The below image list the meaning of each permission on how it applies to a file and folder credited microsystem. Okay, read permissions, meaning for folders, meaning for files. Read permits viewing and listing of files and for subfolders, meaning for files. Permits viewing or accessing of the files content. Write permits adding of the files and subfolders. Read and execute permits viewing and list of files subfolder as well as executing of files inherited by files and folders. List folder content permits viewing and listing of files. Listing of files inherited by files and folder. Permits viewing and accessing of the files content as well as executing of the file. List folder content permits viewing and listing of files and subfolders as well as executing of files inherited by folders. Only modify permits reading and writing of files and subfolders, allows deletion of the folder. Full control permits reading, writing, changing and deleting of files subfolder. Permits reading, writing, changing, deleting of the files. Okay, you can now view the permission for a file folders. Right click the file or folder you want to check for permission. From the context menu, select properties. Within properties, click on security tab. In the group of usernames list, select the user, computer or group whose permission you want to view. In the below image you can see the permission for the user groups for the Windows folder. This PC and security user TryHackMe. Okay, let's try this one. You want to Windows properties generally. Then permission for user, then go to security, read and execute list folder content. For TryHackMe user, read, write and execute. Answer. Okay, done. Refer to the Microsoft documentation to get a better understanding of the NTFS permission for special permission. Another features of NTFS is alternate data stream. Alternate data stream ADS is a file attribute specific to Windows NTFS new technology file system. Every file has at least one data stream data, and ADS allows files to contain more than one stream of data. Natively, Windows Explorer doesn't display ADS to the user. There are third-party executables that can be used to view this data. but PowerShell gives you the ability to view ADS for files. From a security perspective, malware writes have used ADS, alternate data streams. Not all its users are malicious. For example, when you download a file from the internet, there are identifiers returned to ADS to identify that the file was downloaded from the internet. To learn more about ADS, refer to the following link for Malwarebytes. We can refer it. Bonus: if you wish to interact hands-on with ADS, I suggest exploring day 21 of Advent of Cyber 2. Okay, they are given some labs. Let's see. What is the meaning of NTFS? New Technology File System. Windows System 32 folders. The Windows folder C Windows is traditionally known as the folder which contains the Windows operating system. The folder doesn't have to reside in C drive necessarily. It can reside in any other drive and technically can reside in a different folder. This is where environment variables, more specifically system environment variables, come into play. When though not discussed yet, the system environment variable for the Windows direct is %windir%. Per Microsoft environment variables store information about the operating system environment. The information include details such as the operating system path, the number of processor used by the operating system, and the location of temporary folders. There are many folders within the Windows folder. See below. This PC, local disk, and Windows. Okay, one of the many folders is System 32. Okay, got it. Windows, then System 32. Okay, the System 32 folders hold the important files that are critical for the operating system. You should proceed with extreme caution when interacting with this folder. Accidentally deleting any files or folders within System 32 can render the Windows OS operational. Read more about this action. Note: many of the tools that will covered in the Windows Fundamental series reside within the System 32 folder. What is the system variable for the Windows folder? System 32 or what? System variable. %win. What is the system variable for the Windows folder? That is correct answer. Okay, let's move to the sixth task: user account, profiles, and permission. User account can be one of two types of typical local Windows system: administrator and standard user. The user account type determines what action the user can perform on that specific Windows system. An administrator can make changes to the system, add user, delete user, modify group, modify setting on the system, etc. A standard user can only make changes to folder, files, attribute to the user and cannot perform system level changes such as install program. You are currently log in as an administrator. There are several ways to determine which user account exists on the system. On way is to click the start menu, okay, and type other user. A shortcut system setting other user should appear. Then let's type other user. Okay, other user, we can see with the help of that. If you click on it, a setting window should now appear. See below. Okay, TryHackMe. Add someone else to the PC. Okay, since you are administrator, you see an option to add someone else to this PC. Note, a standard user will not see this option. Click on the local user account. More options should appear. Change account type and remove. Okay. Click on the change account type. The value in the drop down box or the highlighted value, if you click the drop down, is the current account type. When a user account is created, a profile is created for the user. The location for each user profile folder will follow under its C:\user. For example, the user profile folder for the user account max will be C:\user/max. The creation of the user profile is done upon initial login. When a new user account logs into a local system for the first time, they will see several messages on the login screen. One of the messages, user profile service site on the login screen for a while, which is at work creating the user profile. See below. Okay, once login, the user will see dialog box similar to the one of below, again indicating that the profile is creation. Personalized setting for Google. Okay, each user profile will have the same folder. A few of them are desktop, documents, downloads, music, pictures. Another way to access this information and then some is using lock user and group management. Right click on the start menu and click run. Type that command. See below. Okay, local user and group. If you want to see that with the help of that task, we can do it. Then type the command, that is lusmgr.msc. okay, local user and group, local user and group user. Okay, got it. Note, the run dialog box allow us to open item quickly. Back to LUSRMGR. You should see two folders, user and group. If you click on group, you see all the names of the local groups along with their brief description for each group. Each group has permission set to it and users are assigned added to group by the administrator. When a user is assigned to a group, the user inherits the permission of that group. A user can assign to multiple groups. Note, if you click on add someone else to this PC from other user, it will open local user and management. What is the name of other user account? What was that? Standard user. That is also not answer. Other user account. Let's move to the next. If we will local user and management. Oh, that was right answer. Yes, we can see with the help of that box, run and type that command, then we can see. Okay, what group is this user a member of? What groups is this user a member of? let's research about it. Okay, remote desktop users. What built-in account is for guest access to the computer. What is the account status? User account control. The large majority of home users are logged into their Windows system or local administrator. Remember from the previous task that any user with administrator as the account type can make changes to the system. User doesn't need to run with elevated privileges on the system to run tasks that don't require such privileges, like surfing the internet, working on Word document, etc. This evaluated privilege increase the risk of system compromise because it makes it easier for malware to infected the system. Consequently, since the user account can make changes to the system, the malware would run in the context of the login user. To protect the local user with such privileges, Microsoft introduced user account control. The concept was first introduced with the short-viewed Windows Vista and continued with version of Windows that followed. Note: UAC by default doesn't apply for the built-in local administrator account. How does UAC work? When a user with account type of administrator log into a system, the current session doesn't run with evaluated permission. When an operating system requiring high levels privileges need to execute, the user will prompt it to confirm if the permit the operation to run. Let's look at the program on the account. You are currently logged into two built-in administrator account. Right click to view properties. In the security lab we can see the user group and their permission to this file. Notice that the standard user is not listed. Log in as the standard user and try to install this program. To do this, you can remote desktop into machine as its standard user account. Note: you have the username and password for the standard user. It's a visible in local user, MGR and MSC. Before installing the program, notice the icon. Do you see the different? When you log in as a standard user, the shield icon is on the program default icon. See below. This shield icon is indicate the UIAC will promote to allow higher level privileges to install the program. Double click the program and you will see UAC promote. Notice that the built-in administrator account is already set as a username and promote the account's password. See below. After some time, if password is not entered, the UAC promote disappear and program does not install. These features reduce the likelihood of malware successfully compromising your system. You can read and more about UAC. Let's do with the help of Wireshark properties. Cancel. It will take some time, yeah. What does UAC mean? User setting and the control panel. On a Windows system, the primary location to make changes are setting menu and the control panel. For a long time, wait a second, I should be reconnected. Okay, setting and the control panel. On the Windows system, the primary location to make changes are the setting menu and the control panel. For a long time, the control panel has been the go-to location to make system changes, such as adding a printer, install a program, etc. The setting menu was introduced in Windows 8. The first Windows operating system catered to touch screen tablets and is still available in Windows 10. As matter of fact, the setting menu is now the primary location a user go to if they are looking to change the system. There are similarities and difference between two menus. below and screen shot of each setting. Windows setting, control panel. Note, the icons for setting might be different in version of Windows on your personal device. Both can access from the start menu. Control panel is menu where you will access more complex setting and perform more complex action. In some cases you can start in setting and end up in a control panel. For example, in setting, click on network internet. From here click on change adapter option. Your connection to the internet. Notice the next windows that pop-up is from the control panel. Let's do it. Let's go to setting. Then control panel. Then control panel, then internet and change adapter. So let's control panel, network and internet and network connection. Network connection. Okay, Ethernet. If you are unclear which to open, if you wish to change a setting, use the start menu and search for it. In the example below, the search was wallpaper. Notice that few results were returned. Okay. If we click on the best match Windows to setting menu appear, make changes to the wallpaper. If in the control panel, change the view to small icons. What was the last setting in control panel? Parents and change adapter option. was quite tough. Yeah. Task manager. The last subject that will be touched on in this module is the task manager. The task manager provides information about the application and process currently running on the system. Other information is also available, such as how much CPU and RAM are being utilized, which falls under performance. You can access the task manager by clicking right clicking the taskbar. Okay. Task manager. Okay, task manager will open in simple view and won't much more information. There is no running process. Click on more details and view the changes. Okay. Okay, here we will get some information. You can refer to this blog post more details information about the task manager. If you wish to learn more about the core Windows process and that each process is responsible for, visit the core Windows process room. That is keyboard shortcut to open task manager. Right clicking on right clicking taskbar. Let's see the right clicking. Shortcut key. Oh, control shift escape. Control shift escape. Okay, task manager, control shift escape. Okay, that is the shortcut key of that. Conclusion. Again, this was a generic overview of the Windows OS. There are intermediate and advanced topics for each topic task that was covered in this room. Hence, Task 9 ended with a detailed blog post explaining the task manager in great details. In future modules we will cover topics like the Windows folder, the management console, security tools, Windows Defender, Windows Firewall, etc. to the name few. Yeah, so next we will go to some. Okay, next will be Windows Fundamental 2. So thank you guys being a part of the lab, and I hope you have enjoyed it. Let's stop it.